Good evening, audience, viewers, participants, debaters, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to University Level English Debating. The topic for tonight's debating is ASEAN membership will improve Timor-Leste's education and youth opportunities. So here on the stage with me, Tomasia Avarujo as the host for this university level English debating competition. So we have representative students from Instituto São João de Brito, and we have representative student from Institute of Business. These both teams are going to debate critically as the Timor-Leste current situation that Timor-Leste is going to become the full member of the ASEAN by this October 2025. So these both teams are going to debate critically and academically and give their perspective on the topic itself. So without further ado, I'm going to give the chance to Institute of Business team to introduce themselves. You may start.
So, thank you, moderator. Finally, I'm here. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Well, my name is Marcia Rodriguez. I am a representative of IOB Institute, and I'm with my partner here. So I will let him to introduce himself. Thank you.
Well, thank you for the chance. My complete name is Calvin de Cruz. We are from Institute of Business IOB. Thank you.
Thank you, IOB team. Ladies and gentlemen, please give them a big round of applause. So I'm going to give the chance to Instituto São João de Brito team to introduce themselves. You may start.
Okay, thanks for giving time for us. So once again, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So I am Domingos Pereira Quintão. So we are representative of São João de Brito.
All right. My name is Zara Sarvisandi. I am the representative of IZB.
Thank you, both teams. So before we commence the debate sessions, there are some steps that we would like to proceed. First, there will be delivering the motion by both teams. Second, there will be asking question by the host. Third, there will be asking question by the judge. The fourth, the debaters themselves are going to ask question to each other. And the last, there will be comments by the judge. So I'm going to give the chance first to Instituto São João de Brito team to begin delivering the motion. You may start.
Great. So this evening, our motion is ASEAN membership will improve Timor-Leste education and youth opportunities. So as you know, Timor-Leste is a small country that just independence in 20 of May in 2002. So many young people need work, need to study abroad. So ASEAN membership, we hope that ASEAN membership will improve our educational, will give opportunity to us. Through this, we can say that ASEAN membership will provide education and to make platforms and measures our politicals. So the objective is develop Timor-Leste educations is to do something that we are still weak as educations, like human capacity development, increase to education and education system development. So we hope that Timor-Leste to improve the quality of education, increase educational opportunities to Timor-Leste and develop qualified competence human research. That's why public opinion breakdown 76% that memberships once Timor joins to Asians. Timor-Leste education's budget in 2025 only 5.57%. It's not enough or average to ASEAN because ASEAN's 13.8%. How to develop our education if our money is not enough? That's right. As we know, in 2024, Timor-Leste joined CPAMS. So CPAMS will give us the solutions because CPAMS programs helps Timors measure the quality of learning language, mathematics in grade 5. It can provide comparative data to improve education policy. As a training of Asian members, the Star Singapore Timor-Leste Asian Rented Support programs trains more 30 of 300 authors and 100 teachers in areas of technical educational school administrations. Why we need ASEANs have to develop our education doesn't mean that our education is not qualified, but we need to improve more. If our education is qualified, the curriculum is qualified, today most of people live in Timor-Leste can speak English, can speak Portuguese. Because we learn Portuguese 12 years, start from pre-primary until secondary schools. But we don't know how to speak Portuguese. And also we can speak English because we learn English 6 years. Pre-secondary education 3 years and secondary education 3 years. So we need to improve. We look at the models that success in education like Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam. You can take a model to improve our education. Because in Singapore, their curriculum design it well. Because they are poor of water, oil, but they put priorities only educations. When we know, I know how to speak English. When I go to school, I can speak Mandarin, but I don't know how to. But when I come back, I need to speak English because their government allocate monies to all the parents to teach their children to speak English before they go to school. So it's my opinion. So now I hand over to my friends to add more.
All right. Now I'm talking about young opportunities. Free movement of workers, increase invest, professional training, skill development and training, networking and innovation. ASEAN membership provides employment opportunities and skill development. In Asian economic, Timorese graduates can work and learn in another countries, then return with a strong quality or capacity. Young people can get job opportunities and internship in neighboring countries. The government can learn from successful education models in their region. Free movement of workers. ASEAN recognized professional certificate, nurses, engineers, architects, giving Timorese the chance to work abroad. Increase investment. ASEAN companies may invest in Timor-Leste, agriculture, tourist technology, creating new jobs. Professional training. ASEAN offers programs to upskill workers so they can meet global labor market standards. ASEAN membership opens big opportunities, but Timorese must invest in education, English language, and vocational training, while also building stronger infrastructure at home. Conclusion. ASEAN will improve Timor-Leste's education, and young opportunity does not mean that ASEAN is a magic answer, but a way that opens the door of education and opportunity for young Timorese. Although we see progress, but ASEAN can accelerate the continue to improve. ASEAN membership can improve additional support to continue to grow. ASEAN open door, ASEAN in opportunity, and ASEAN is investment. And thank you very much.
Thank you, IUGB team. Ladies and gentlemen, please give them a big round of applause. Now we are going to listen to the arguments from Institute of Business. You may start.
Thank you for the second chance. So, good evening, our honorable educators, respected team oppositions, and all fellow friends. So, I'm standing here as a young person full of ambitions and determined to raise hope. So, I want to emphasize the incredible opportunities that we can gain through today's motions. So today's motions say ASEAN membership will improve Timor-Leste's education and youth opportunities. So before I dive in deeper into the motions, I would like to take a moment to define 3 key points of the motions. First, ASEAN. Second, educations. And third, youth opportunities. In order to clarify the motions. So, first, let's straight to the question, say, what is ASEAN? So, ASEAN is the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. It's a regional bloc of 10 countries that promotes political security corporations, economic and socio-cultural cooperation as its pillar. Okay, so keep it in mind that ASEAN has 3 pillars. Okay, talking about political security ensure peace and stability. Economic, concentrate on regional economic integrations. And last, talk about social cultural corporations. Here, in social cultural corporations, promotes corporations in education, culture, youth, and human development. So it means that our motions today is the third pillar is the most relevant one for today's motions. So, and this pillar is reinforced by ASEAN Charter in 2008. Article 1st said it was established to maintain and enhance peace, security, stability. Second, further strengthen political, economic, and socio-cultural corporations. So, ladies and gentlemen, over the years, ASEAN membership has helped countries like Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia to improve their literacy and expand vocational training and open pathways for young leaders for youth leadership. If ASEAN can offer this improvement for other neighbors countries, it can deliver for us too. Am I right? So, next, let's talk about education. So, education is the system or formal learning, training, and knowledge sharing. As UNESCO explained in 2021, said that education is the fundamentals of the human rights and the foundations for sustainable and development, achieved through formal, non-formal, and informal learning system. And ASEAN also support education through programs called SIMEO, or the Southeast Asian Ministers of Education Organization, which strengthens curriculum reform, teacher training, and technical educations. I think this matters for Timor-Leste, where our literacy is still 66.5% for female and 73.3% for male from age 15 to 24 by World Bank in 2022. And many schools still lack trainings in our country as well. So, with ASEAN membership, Timor-Leste could access programs to train more teachers, modernize curricula, and expand vocational training, directly improving both classroom and job readiness. So finally, final key points is youth opportunities. Refer to the changes for young people to access education, skills, and training leadership and development support. And ASEAN also provides such opportunities such as the ASEAN Youth Volunteer Program, or AYVP, and the ASEAN Youth Leaders Forum as a second program, and Digital Skills Programs, third program, and Singapore, Brunei, and Malaysia scholarship. So, for Timor-Leste with 62% of the population under 25, these opportunities are essential. By joining ASEAN, our young people can participate in exchange, gain digital skills, and study at the top university across the regions. So this should prepare them for the future jobs and for becoming the leaders who can build our nations. So, ASEAN membership, with all the definitions that I have delivered, I come up with one conclusion, say, ASEAN membership connects Timor-Leste to proven system of education support and youth development, from literacy gains in Vietnam to a scholarship in Brunei and youth leadership in Laos. So every ASEAN country has benefited. So there is no reason why Timor-Leste should be left behind. And as a short explanation, I will say that ASEAN has three pillars, and the youth and education is in the third pillar. It means that I could say yes, ASEAN membership will improve our education and youth opportunities. Thank you, and I am going to give a chance to my friends to add more and give an argument. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you for this opportunity. So, about the topic itself, talk about the ASEAN membership will improve Timor-Leste's education and youth opportunities. So, this is the interesting topic that may ask, ASEAN membership will improve Timor-Leste's education and youth opportunities. So, what is the core side? So, I'm going to explain about topic itself, but before I'm going to explain deeply about that. First of all, I tried to bring all of the audience and all of us here to see our context of education in our country before we are going to talk about the ASEAN itself. So for ASEAN, of course, we say yes, because this is the big organization made up of 10 countries. So we join the ASEAN, immediately they will improve our education and give a lot of opportunities or exchange programs to youth of our nation. But, in our country, we see the context of education in our country. According to the World Bank in 2021, in Timor-Leste, or in our country today, if you walk into a grade 2 classroom of 100 children, 31 of them cannot read a single word. And half of students don't understand what they are learning. And out of 100 adults, only 10 can read properly. This is our education crisis. Why I say this? Because the percentage shows that our education is very lower in the ranking. So, but it gets worse for our youth because it will impact our young generation to improve our education or well prepared in the human resource. And according to the UNICEF in 2024 says 3/4 or 75% of our population is under 35. That's our greatest asset. But 30 out of every 100 young people have no job and aren't in school. They are completely left behind. And most who do work are selling things on the street because 77% of jobs are informal. that's a fact that all of us be aware that many young people are selling on the street. So the percentage is 77%. And our government, spends 7.70 on education, while other countries spend 14.80%. So if we make a comparison, our percentage, like our spending on education, it's very lower. So how can we compare, how can we join the ASEAN if our spending on, or investment on education is very lower, while we compare to the other country is higher than us, and 14.80%. So we have the lowest internet in the world, ranking 217 globally. Less than 14% of people can even access the internet. How can our youth compete in a digital world? That's the question. The solution, ASEAN membership, go back to the motion, we will say yes. But the yes itself, behind that, we're supposed to understand first the topic itself. Because talking about our preparation in our country, we are not well prepared to be a full member in ASEAN. So the solution, here's the key evidence that ASEAN membership works right now. According to the Ministry of Education in Timor-Leste, over 10,000 Timorese students are successfully studying in Indonesia universities alone. This proves our students can succeed when given opportunities. And ASEAN membership would unlock free scholarships to top universities in Singapore, Thailand, Malaysia. Digital literacy programs that already train 400,000 people across ASEAN. Job training programs giving our youth real skills and access to a job market of 80 million people. So next, talk about the cost concern if we become a full membership of ASEAN. So according to Timor-Leste's National Development Reports and international assessment by UN agencies like UNICEF and the World Bank, critics say membership costs 2.5 million annually we spend on the ASEAN membership if we become a full membership. But consider this, we are already losing 2.2% of our GDP every year due to malnutrition stunning our children's development. We are losing an entire generation to unemployment and lack of skills. The real question is not whether we can afford to ASEAN, it's whether we can afford not to join. That 2.5 million is an investment that gives us access to programs worth hundreds of millions of dollars. So the government, the last one, the government connection. Talk about the government connection. According to the General State Budget Report, Timor-Leste and International Financial Assessment by the World Bank and IMF, the government is already spent over 52% more than its actual domestic revenue. So let's dive into this motion or this concept. Our government is already spending 52% more than we have, largely on infrastructure that doesn't directly help our youth. ASEAN membership directs this spending toward human capital development. Instead of building expensive conference centers, we get access to ASEAN existing infrastructures and programs. So the government signed dozens of protocols with ASEAN countries and pays into ASEAN funds a membership fee already. We are paying the cost without getting the benefits, and full membership simply formalizes what we are already doing and unlocks the programs our youth desperately need. So all these report that I have mentioned out and about the percentage of the investment, it shows that our preparation is we still need to improve more.
Need to repeat the question? Okay, it's fine. Great.
Thank you for the question. So the question itself asks about ASEAN membership is enough to improve Timor-Leste's educations, or Timor-Leste itself to prepare the education to be a full member in ASEAN. So this question, just now in the introduction, my friend has said, ASEAN, what is ASEAN? ASEAN stands for Southeast Asian nations, made up of 10 countries. Means that this is a big regional organization, so it will improve the education of East Timor, because they have a lot of programs by 10 countries. But back to the Timor-Leste context, I have mentioned about the percentage of investment in the education. We are not well prepared. But talk about the ASEAN membership will improve our education if we become a full member in ASEAN organizations. Because this is a big organization, but in our context East Timor, we haven't ready to be a full membership in ASEAN.
I think you missed my question. Is ASEAN membership enough to improve Timor-Leste's education, or does Timor-Leste need to do it on its own? I think you missed. But no, if you would like to add something, please do.
Yeah. So I think educations in our country, I think it depend on because we're going to become an ASEAN membership, right?
Yes.
But if you can't become a membership of ASEANs, we can do it by ourselves, because our problem is our fundamental problem is the human resource. As one of the things that I think all of us have to worry about it is human resource. So if we can develop our human resource in our country, we can do it by ourselves. Yeah, I think that's.
This means Timor-Leste cannot do its own because it's lack in human resources. Do you mean by that?
Yeah. You can do it by ourselves. I mean, ASEAN, we are not rely on ASEAN when we become the member of ASEAN, right? ASEAN only help us to improve, our educations.
Help, but not to rely.
Yeah, we are not to rely on ASEAN, but we can do it by ourselves. They can help us. For example, as I mentioned on my argument that say that ASEAN has a lot of programs, right? So it can help our young generations to ready to do our own educations be well. I think it's
Okay, ASEAN will help, but we Timor-Leste need to do our own, and we cannot rely.
What I mean is that, okay, sorry, I'll make it clear. I'm sorry. So ASEAN is the associations, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's associations. If we become a member of ASEAN, it doesn't mean our educations have to be proved by ASEAN. Am I right? We can do it by ourselves, through ASEAN. That's what I mean.
If we can do, we don't have to join ASEAN.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, let me think first. So,
Take your time slowly.
yeah. Okay. Thank you. As the third pillar, I mentioned that third pillar is talking about youth development, human development, and also educations, right? Is an ASEAN pillar, but ASEAN cannot. I mean like he cannot fix every internal problem in our country, right? So he just help us through programs, as I mentioned previously, through programs, and then we can do it by ourselves. They are not doing for us. That's what I mean.
Okay, that is why you said ASEAN can help Timor-Leste, but we Timor-Leste cannot rely on ASEAN.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. Great, ladies and gentlemen, please give IUB team a big round of applause. Okay, so now we are going to listen to the perspective from IAGB team. Would you like me to repeat the question? Yes? No? Okay, you may begin to answer the question.
All right. The question is, in ASEAN membership enough to improve Timor-Leste education, or does Timor-Leste do our own self? All right. According to our just now we talk, I think it must join in ASEAN. So and also ASEAN will help us. We can do it by ourselves. We can do, but now we have big challenges in education. Why I say big challenges? Because we see that already in our country, the people that speak English only 5%, right? And so that's why we need to ASEAN to help us to improve our education.
We need ASEAN.
Yes.
Okay. Would you like to add anything?
Yes.
Oh, yes, please.
Okay, I'd like to add anything that my friends has said. So we cannot say that we do by ourselves and only ASEAN can develop Timor, but we have to be cooperate each other. So the first, we have to internal reforms that look first our curriculum, because our curriculum is still weak. That's why we need ASEAN. So we need ASEANs so that we can learn from another country that has successful about education, like we have mentioned it, like Singapore, Malaysia, and Vietnam. That's why we say that it's not enough if only ASEAN. But when we work together, okay, it's enough. Because in our country, our government budget only in 2025, right now, our budget only 5.7%. How can we do it by ourselves? So it's all, as my friend said, that 5% only master of English. But we can solve it through ASEAN's joint to SEA and PLM in 2024, that it's the programs to create the programs to teach about language and maths. So I think that's all. Thank you.
You mean the allocating budget to education is only 5 to 7%, so we need ASEAN to help Timor-Leste on that?
Yes, we need.
Okay, interesting. So ladies and gentlemen, please give both teams a big round of applause. Okay, so are you guys ready? Okay, so I'm going to give the chance to our honorable judge to begin asking questions to both teams. You may start.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I almost fell asleep. I'd like to ask a question. I would like you to, actually it's a request. I'd like both teams to enlighten me on the difference between joining ASEAN and joining CPLP. What's the difference here? We didn't make it an issue when joining CPLP, but we make it a fuss out of joining ASEAN. Why do you think why do you think that happens? I would like you to enlighten me on the difference between both associations.
You get the question? Oh, very nice. So now I'm going to give the chance to IOGB team to begin answering the question.
Okay, thanks for your questions. I think it's both difference because CPLP only we talk about curriculum, focus only about reading, grammar. Example, we talk about language. We learned Portuguese language. We never talk about impressions, that when we come back, we speak Portuguese every day, English every day. That's why it's the difference, because our curriculum focus only grammar, reading, memorize, never try to understand when we are still studying in secondary school. But Asians, the difference Asians, we learn from models, education successful, like Singapore's. It's the difference because we need to create it more our education. So we have recommendations, like we can come back to the debate and we say that our curriculum will go to improve, like we learn English from pre-primary up to secondary. Because in CPLP, we talk about English or Portuguese. Sometimes our curriculum, like, English language only learn pre-secondary school to up to secondary school or university. But pre-primary, it's difficult.
I don't get that answer.
The question is the difference between joining ASEAN and the joining CPLP itself.
What's the difference between
What's the
joining
difference?
ASEAN and joining CPLP? I'm not talking about language here, it's another thing.
Okay, thank you. So joining ASEAN, the objective is to build a great economics and to learn more and to get a benefit from ASEAN, like scholarship. But talk about CPLP, we relate it because our constitution also describe Portuguese, and Portuguese also as our official language. That's what I have understood.
What benefits do you get from joining CPLP?
The benefits today, I just shared the facts. I didn't need to give the dates, but the facts that we look in by our eyes, that some of the students go to study abroad in Portugal, Brazil. That's the benefit. And when they come back, they can develop our country.
How can they develop it?
Okay, they can develop it by what they get from another country to our country.
Yeah, but how?
Okay, by teachings, by cooperate to our governments, so that we can look our situations, our context, and to compare to another countries, like Portugal countries, how, and Timorese countries, how.
Not convinced yet. One more chance, come on. You can do it.
Mana?
Don't worry, I'm not going to kill you, it's fine.
Try it one more. You would like to add anything on that? The second speaker?
Okay, I'll try to answer again about how to develop our country. Okay, the first, just now I said, we need to decision makings with our communities, by decision makings with our communities. Then we can implement this program that we get abroad from another country to our country. So we can relate it to our governments to do it in our country. If we only learn and we keep it only in our minds, that we cannot say development. The development means, example, I go to Portugal to study Portuguese. When I come to Timorese, I open only course. I teach one person or two people. It's the develop. Doesn't mean that develop. I can build many constructions. I can do every infrastructure in Timor-Leste. It's developed. But develop means something that we do only, get the benefits, great benefits, it's called develop.
All right, all right.
Okay, IUB team, you may begin to answer the question.
Okay, well, the question itself asks about what is the difference between joining ASEAN and joining CPLP. So I would like to ask the educators. So in alignment, I mean like we focus on what? In difference in what perspective? Like just explain the difference or any other things too? Because it's too general. Just the difference between ASEAN and
No, I asked what's
CPLP.
the difference between joining them?
Joining the ASEAN.
That is very specific. And you know exactly what I want to know.
So the different, of course, this question, ASEAN membership and joining ASEAN and joining CPLP is different, of course. It's different. Difference in culture and difference in language and difference in environment as well. To joining CPLP is the part of Europe and ASEAN is the Southeast Asian. So the culture itself is not the same. But because of our country is colonized by Portuguese, we are a part of CPLP. So we already be a part of CPLP. But for ASEAN, we're still waiting for the decision from the Forum of ASEAN to be a part. So to joining in ASEAN and joining in CPLP, I think it's, of course, difference in culture, in Portuguese, even the scholarship as well, the education too.
But I don't think CPLP is European. The only European country in CPLP is Portugal. The rest are African countries. And we have an Asian country, and we have an American country, a Latin American country. What do you think about that? Technically, CPLP is more global than ASEAN.
Is eight países lusófonos. It's smaller than ASEAN because ASEAN is made up by 10 countries. So the CPLP is Portuguese, but only 8 países, 8 nations that
9.
join in.
Keep going.
So I think difference to joining CPLP and ASEAN is two difference, even in scholarship, education, leadership as well, because we see in the culture is difference. Europe or Portugal and ASEAN is not the same. ASEAN is almost similar with our countries. So I think for my side, from my perspective, it will be a difference if we join in this both. But for Timorese, it's unique, so that because we can be a part of the CPLP and ASEAN too.
What benefits do we get from joining one and the other?
So talk about the joining to get the benefit from the CPLP and ASEAN. Of course, we can get the benefit from their exchange programs or their scholarships that may offer to our country, because our cooperation, our relation is it's good between them. So
would you like to elaborate, my dear? Do you want to talk?
Yeah. I haven't read anything about CPLP, so I think I just understand about joining in ASEAN, but not CPLP. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Judge. Ladies and gentlemen, please give them a big round of applause. Welcome to the exciting moment, debaters. So now I'm going to give the chance first to IUB team to ask question to IUB team. Note, if from the IUB team the answer is not convinced enough, you might raise a follow-up question. Only a follow-up question, not another question. Okay, clear enough? Okay, you may begin to ask question.
Okay, my question is, will you guarantee that ASEAN will improve Timor-Leste's education and opportunities? Because that's the facts that Myanmar, Cambodia also members of ASEAN, but they still lack of teachers, some crisis. So will you grant it? If yes, why? If no, why?
So I think you're against your own motion itself, because the introduction you say, ASEAN membership will improve education. If I'm not wrong, just now I still keep it in my mind. You say only ASEAN can improve the education of East Timor, but now you ask me back against your own motion. So what do you mean?
Okay, I asked it
Yeah, what do you
because
mean?
the question that just now, the moderator asked, then you say that do it by ourselves. So that's why it appear the questions against your emotion.
But for me, I think you don't consistency with your own motion, because this is your own perspective, and then you ask me.
That's not consistency, but you're against your own motions, because you say that Timor have to improve by agents, but the question appears, then we say Timor do it by ourselves. Why? The logic, no logic.
Well, sorry, I said that we can get help from ASEAN, or you say that we can do by our own self. Of course, we are a country, we can stand by our own, our own, right? So you don't have to rely on ASEAN membership, right? But you say ASEAN membership can do anything, everything in our country. You say it. You are the one who say it. Am I right? Thank you.
I don't say that do everything, but I say that the first you say we have to learn like Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam, but the question appears you say that we can do it by ourselves. We don't need ASEANs. It's make me confused. So my question: will you guarantee it that ASEAN will improve?
So,
said ASEAN will
talk about
help
the guarantee or
Timor-Leste.
not guarantee. Of course, that ASEAN membership is made up of 10 countries. It will improve, but based on my motion just now, I say in the context of East Timor, talking about the education, we are not well prepared. But for a big organization, they will improve. But your question itself, I'm going to go back to your question. Your question is Myanmar and Laos, but in which
That's not Laos, Cambodia.
Cambodia and Laos, in which do you mean? Like, in which negative impact that they get? That you say that the ASEAN will improve the education for 10 countries, but you say the Myanmar and Cambodia, they didn't get the benefit from the ASEAN.
Okay, no, doesn't mean that they didn't get, because based on your text that explains, I wrote it here that every ASEAN countries has get benefit. So how about Myanmar and Cambodia?
Okay, so your question said that every country has benefit it. So I mentioned 3 pillars. Okay, the third pillar is talking about education, youth opportunities, right? I said it right. Okay, if a country become an ASEAN member, all of ASEAN members will try to help that country to grow together. Okay, you understand? To grow together. Even the benefit is not bigger, or it is only small, but it's benefit, right? Yeah.
If it's benefit, then why is the Laos, Cambodia, and Myanmar are not getting benefits from the ASEAN itself? So that's what they want to know.
Okay, who said that ASEAN member or Laos, Myanmar, and Cambodia didn't get the benefit?
In education, right? You said.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. If you check, okay, the very first time before the Laos and Myanmar become an ASEAN member, and now they are become an ASEAN member, There is a benefit or not? Yeah, of course there's a benefit.
Okay, what are the benefits?
The benefit in educations.
But now the crisis about education, lack of teachers.
Okay,
Many
can
teachers
you
do
tell
not
me?
work.
Can you tell me what the crisis it is?
What do you mean?
What the crisis you said in Laos, in Myanmar, Cambodia? Can you give me the detail what the crisis in their country, those countries?
Okay, that's one what I have understood or I look from the movie. But I don't talk about Laos. Laos doesn't
Oh.
lack. Just now I talk about Myanmar and Cambodia.
Okay,
Not Laos.
only two.
Only two.
Just simple facts based on my real experience. So talking about the Cambodia, you just now say that they didn't get the benefit education from the ASEAN itself. When we get the opportunity as a member of FLB, Future Leader ASEAN, we went to immersion trip to Cambodia. Their education has changed very fastly in this nation, in the ASEAN members. Only in 15 years, they really improved their education systems and infrastructure sectors very fast. And now their countries, it's very advanced. Even in education, they put a lot of in education and they change their education system to be only in English language itself. But where did you get the information or report itself that you said Cambodia didn't get any educations, any benefit from the ASEAN itself? That's fact. I talk about the fact.
Okay, you have to understand my questions. Because
That's fact.
why?
That's fact.
I don't say that didn't get beneficial, but I say that they crisis about education, lack of teachers that didn't get.
Even lack of teachers, I think in Cambodia, no. No teachers that are left behind, no. Their education is really improved. Only in 50 years, The Cambodia is the last country that after joining the ASEAN, but they really improved their education systems. So, where did you get this information or this report? So you asked me. Can you mention the report itself or the link that you read? Because that's fact. I don't want you to talk out of this context because that's fact. I'm talking about the fact.
So they are giving some facts that they were visiting Cambodia and they saw it with their own eyes. The education system is really improving, and it only takes 15 years to improve the education itself in Cambodia after joining ASEAN, right? So how is that? Is that convinced enough?
Okay, let's make it very
short. Make it short
Yeah.
to make sure the debaters understand.
Okay, in my argument, I stated ASEANs provide opportunities such as ASEAN Youth Volunteer Program, ASEAN Youth Leadership Forum, and Digital Skills Program in Singapore, Brunei, and Malaysia programs. It means that this program is available for each country that already joining to ASEAN's member or associations of ASEAN, right? So it means that this program is available for them. Yeah, of course they're joining it. It's that benefit, right? Because that program is benefit the young people of that country, right? It's an education. You got it?
Okay, you have to be specific. Tell the truth about benefits. We only talk about benefits.
So I
It's
think
general.
we have no question because we already mentioned the facts. Yeah, in the world, you're not against the facts. Right? If the apple is apple, we cannot change it to be orange or anything else. That's fact, Which part that you still confused? That's fact. So I'm asking you, where did you get this information? That Cambodia didn't. I'm asking you back.
Okay, thanks. I got it. I never talk as what I dreamed. I never talk what as I imagine. But it's the real that I look as that told ASEANs about ASEAN's membership conference. If you want to know, you have to watch.
I
Doesn't mean
think
that it's
ASEAN
my dream.
Tatoli is wrong, not ASEAN Tatoli. Alright?
And Tatoli Timorese ASEAN membership preference. You have to watch, then you know.
I think based on my understanding, Tatoli agency, not Tatoli agency, no.
But the links I tell the truth about the links in TLT and TLT about ASEAN's membership preference. We discuss here, we debate here, that's not only imagine, that's not only like what ASEAN dreams, but we look the reality, we compare the context, then we give the solutions. It's, I mean.
Okay, we are running out of time. Thank you, IAGB team. So now we would like to hear some questions from IUB team to IAGB team. You may begin to ask questions. Are you ready?
So my question is,
Make it short.
okay. So you said that we can do everything. ASEAN can provide everything for us. In what way, in what process that makes you think that ASEAN can do everything for us? Thank you.
In what ways ASEAN can do everything for Timor-Leste?
Okay, about everything, that's not today we get success, tomorrow we get success, but step by step. So the first, ASEAN will do everything, but I never mean that today ASEAN do everything. It's God can make miracle like that. But about everything that ASEAN will do through education, that about our motion, will improve our education systems based on our motions that education is not, doesn't mean that it's not qualified, but we know impressions that ASEANs will help us so that we can look about Singapore's designers about curriculum well. So about everything ASEAN can do, but we still have the progress. If we see today, we know we want today and tomorrow, I think we cannot do it.
Yes, what progress that you just mentioned? What progress?
Okay, the progress that I have mentioned about my motions just now. So I come up to the topics and the some points like investments and marketings. When the process is have to be conference is training our situation institutional, and we have to the progress. But before we come to the progress, we have to solve first.
Just make it short. What is the progress? That's it.
Okay, the progress I have said, but I come to the context so you can understand it well. Otherwise, you
Said
have
like ASEAN cannot do everything for us today, but step by step.
Yes.
Only God can do miracle, right?
And then why you said ASEAN can do everything for us? You say it right.
Yeah, he said ASEAN can do everything for us, but not today, but step by step. It takes time it takes time to ASEAN to do everything for Timor-Leste.
If that's so, can you just change what is Timor-Leste? We are not a country, right? Because you rely on association, you rely on ASEAN. So ASEAN do everything. You just sleep, and then tomorrow sleep, traveling, sleep. That's it. Yeah, if ASEAN can do everything for us, right? That's what you mean.
Okay, again, ASEAN do everything doesn't mean that we sit down just accept. But what we learn from ASEAN, what ASEANs do, and what we contribute, we cooperate it together. It can call everything. It doesn't mean that I give everything to you. It means only I give, but you cannot give it back. It's not everything. But the everything means we do and we collaborate with others. We learn from our cultures. ASEAN, our country, those countries that include in ASEAN, we learn each others. It's we call everything.
Are you convinced enough with the answer?
Just simple, the progress, talk about the progress. Which progress that the ASEAN gives to the 10 countries? Because ASEAN, 15 years, but you say step by step. What is a step by step? Can you specify it? Yeah, like in progress? What progress that all the 10 countries being joined ASEAN what progress they get. You just mention.
Okay, the first account step by step, yes, as a human beings, everything we do step by step, not today and tomorrow. But the progress,
We are not talking about human being. You are talking about ASEAN.
yes, but I come to the context that everything
ASEAN a
is-
human?
not ASEAN is humans, but those that created ASEAN is human. So
I think you have to answer first the progress. Yeah,
Okay.
I want to talk a lot of things, but just mention what progress, what kind of progress that the ASEAN is, of course, it's not human, it's organization. That's an object. But I ask you, just simple, what kind of progress that ASEAN offered to the 10 countries? You just answer it, simple way.
the progress, so today, last year, Timor joined to CA Palms, Southeast Asian Primary Reigning Ministers. The progress we talk about our tournaments, that's some of 300 officers and 100 teachers go to learn and train us. This is ASEAN progress.
That's one of the progress. How? Okay. This is the end of the exciting moment. Ladies and gentlemen, please give both teams a big round of applause. Okay, so welcome to the another exciting moment. We are going to invite our honorable judge to come to the stage and give the debaters the comments. You may have the floor. How are you, Judge?
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How do you feel? Good?
Nervous? Good.
Well, at least you're not lonely. I'm lonely in that chair. I have a few things to say. It's heated up, that's good, but I think we can up a level in terms of the questions that you ask and also the arguments that you give. Just because it's exciting, just because it's heating up, just because you're going back and forward with your answers and questions doesn't always mean that your arguments are actually that good. Doesn't mean that the questions are actually that good though. I really hope to see a better quality of questions. I really hope to see better quality of answers. And I know, I'm sorry for pressing you. That was a surprise because you weren't expecting to be asked so many questions by the judge. But I was compensating because my partner's not here. And talking about that, I've been listening to things that you have said. It's development or development, not development. Development. You put stress on the development or development. It's percent, which means by 100. It's ASEAN. ASEAN. We can't stress this enough. It's always ASEAN or ASEAN, but it's never Asian. It's engineers. Engineers. And it's own, not own. It's door, not there, not der. It's door. If you want to pronounce it like the Americans, you say door. If you want to pronounce it like the British, you say door. And if you want to pronounce it like a person from New York, you say door. I know because I watch a lot of mafia movies. It's determined, not determined. Determined. Guarantee, not guarantee. And concern, not concern. Concern. Established. Opportunities. The only way for you to be clear here is to realize that English is a language that focuses heavily on the vowels and also the syllables. When you speak Portuguese, you say educação. You cut some vowels out. You say educação. instead of, the Brazilian Portuguese would say educação. The Portuguese from Portugal and also the way how we speak here, we say educação. We cut some vowels, we cut some syllables out. English is not like that. English is more like Brazilian Portuguese. We say education. Make sure every syllable is clear. And the only way for you to do that is to focus on the vowels. Vowels make you open your mouth. Consonants are produced by obstructing the air. So if you focus on the vowel, you sound clearer when you speak, because it forces you to open your mouth. It makes you easier to be understood. My suggestion is try at home, because we're going to the next round soon. Try to do this at home. Put yourself in the mirror. Yeah, I change my accents every few minutes. Put yourself in a mirror. Put a board marker or a pen in your mouth, bite it, and try to talk. Sometimes it sounds like this. But once you get used to moving your jaw, it becomes clearer. You get used to it. Because we have a tendency of speaking with tetong mouth. What do I mean? What do I mean by tetong mouth? Ito ba lang kalian it ni ibong nas ni handa la side. Ibon la lokeda. Rug ni hanga la se ma deve ita bet nervous wel. Open your mouth when you speak in English. We open our mouth. We try to be clear. Okay? Just be clear. Of course, without sounding like you have an argument, you're having an argument with somebody. But open your mouth when you speak. Hold back. Breathe. Open your mouth. Focus on the vowels. That's what I'm trying to say. And also focus on the stressed syllables. And please come up with stronger arguments this time. I want to see stronger arguments. I want to give a round of applause to the high school level students, because they're coming up with better arguments right now. And I don't want the university level students to lose to high school students, because it's proving me that the high school level are outperforming all of the university students. And I'm saying that in an honest way, so please try to do even better. Right? I think that's all I have to say. We'll see you in the next round if you pass, of course. If not, then goodbye. But that's all I have to say. I'll give the time back to the host.
Thank you, Judge. Ladies and gentlemen, please give the judge a big round of applause. You may return to your seat, Judge. Thank you, debaters. How do you feel? Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the English level university debating competition. So now I'm going to invite the debaters. Please shake your hands and return to your seat. Hope to see both teams in the next round, which is the final round. If you could convene the judge, and you might pass to the next round, but hope that one of the teams or both teams pass to the next round. Audience, viewers, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of English level debating competition. So we will still have the elimination session that will be held tomorrow. So stay tuned and see you tomorrow. Thank you. Finish? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please give ourselves a big round of applause.